You are all about true hunger versus toxic hunger. Can you explain what exactly that means? Because I think I've heard you talk about that probably a dozen times, and I think it's really, really impactful and important for people to hear that.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people, explaining this concept that what most people consider is hunger, I'm saying isn't hunger. It's withdrawal and detoxification from their unhealthy eating habits. So they start to feel shaky and weak and headachy and stomach cramping and stomach fluttering. And those are not the real hunger. Hunger is felt right here in your upper chest and neck. And it's a drawing sensation. It's not uncomfortable. It just makes you want to eat food, makes food taste better. But what I'm saying is because the headache hunger or the stomach fluttering hunger or the weakness and fatigue hunger, they go away when people start eating healthfully. It disappears. And I did publish a study on this where we diagnosed and investigated the hunger symptoms in more than 700 people and how their symptoms of hunger changed as they ate healthier and healthier, and found, and the title of that study was called The Changing Perceptions of Hunger on a High Nutrient Density Diet. So I have documented that and published on it in the scientific literature. It was published in Nutritional Journal in, I think, 2011. But in any case, yes, when we eat healthier, we get connected instinctually with real hunger, and then we eat when we're hungry, and if when we're not hungry, we don't have to know how much calories to eat. And food tastes better when we eat when we're hungry anyway. So we can let our body instinctually guide us better to the right amount of food. And I'm saying that it would be impossible to become overweight unless people are eating because of toxic hunger. And the other issue here, or eating outside of the demands of true hunger, like when you're eating recreational eating. But what I'm saying here is that people can't keep their calories at the right amount. And the reason they can't is because toxic hunger is too powerfully uncomfortable. When you're fatigued and you feel like you ate and you got your energy back, they think they needed more food. They need the food so they can go to the gym. They need the food so they can go for a hike. They need the food to keep their energy up. They don't realize that the desire for calories to deal with fatigue is not hunger. You're using the calories to stop detoxifying and to stop healing, because it's the fatigue is the detoxification, the withdrawal from your bad eating. And when you're no longer digesting food and you go into this catabolic phase of the digestive cycle, when you're not digesting, that's when the body mostly is in a healing mode and more effectively can deconjugate toxins for the urine to excrete them and repair and remove free radicals. The body's healing more in when you're resting, when you're sleeping, and when you're not digesting. And when you hit this resting and healing phase, if you were exposed to smoking, caffeine, unhealthy eating, you're going to feel more symptoms of withdrawal and detoxification in the healing phase. And you could feel better with another cup of coffee or another smoke of nicotine or with eating some food, but feeling better isn't getting better. Feeling better is getting worse because it's stopping the body's detox. And I'm saying a headache is a detox. And if you're going to stop your headaches with caffeine or with Escit, Wygain, Vanquish, Excedrin, Furanol, Formidrin, these drugs whose active ingredients are barbiturates, narcotics, and caffeine to stop a headache, you're going to turn an occasional headache into a chronic headache, and you're going to make yourself more toxic and more sick. So the more you keep the toxins in, the more you're going to age you and cause increase the risk of chronic disease.
You also want food addicts to know that their addiction is not their fault. And I think that that's kind of a powerful statement too.
Yes, and that our socialization process in the United States and Western Europe, and our food and the socialization around food makes it really almost impossibly difficult for people to be a normal weight. And so it's normal to be overweight, and it's normal to develop food addiction. And there's nothing wrong with these individuals. They've just been misled, misinformed, and having their bodies biologically desire more food because they're eating the foods Americans eat. So they're not, so I was raised on those foods, and luckily I found out and I changed the way I ate, but most people don't have the opportunity to be exposed to this. And also because these foods are so addicting, it's hard for people to be able to make judgments and to make the best decisions for their lives because their brain is taken over like an alien by the desire for these substances, these strong, addictive, and highly palatable and designer foods. You know, so people are in denial that eating unhealthy foods are unhealthy even.
You know, Joel, in the dedication that you have in this book, I just want to read it because to me, it dovetails really nicely with what you just said there. You say, this book is dedicated to all people suffering with serious medical issues who were never informed that they could recover their health with nutritional excellence. The lack of information has denied them their inalienable rights. Yeah. You feel super strongly about that.
Yeah, I do. I think that we have a right to, and you know, I'm advocating reading, writing, and arithmetic and nutritional science be taught in grade school even, that this is a primary right of people to know that they can make choices that protect their future, their precious mental and physical health. And without that knowledge, people aren't given the chance to be the best version of themselves.